I believe a lot of people have already seen this picture. Do you remember your feelings when you first saw this? For me, I feel shocked at the first sight. Then I feel rather awful. It looks like something that can only exist in horrible scientific movies. I can never know the feelings of this mouse, but when I imagine that I myself carry an extra ear on my back, it is definitely a nightmare that I do not dare picture it anymore. Animal testing is now widely used in various situations, like developing new medicines and experimenting new bioengineering technology. An estimated amount of 26 million animals are used every year in the United States for scientific and commercial testing. Although my major is not related to this area, I am concerned about it and have done a lot of research to find out how it works. Animal testing is now one of the hottest topics in the world, since it is not only about our daily life, but even our future health insurance. The pills we take may have been tested on the animals, and the transplanted organs in the future may be produced from animals like the picture shows. Although animal testing is so common now, many people, including me, are against it for its inhumanity, questionable benefits, and existing alternative testing methods. Now let's look at these different aspects one by one. Animal testing is cruel and inhuman. Its process involves a lot of cruel treatment on animals. According to Human Society International, animals used in experiments are commonly subjected to force feeding, forced inhalation, and food or water deprivation. For example, the Dry's eye test is used by cosmetics companies to evaluate irritation caused by shampoos and other products. This test involves rabbits being incapacitated in stocks with their eyelids held open by clips, sometimes for multiple days, so they cannot blink away the products being tested. But put ourselves in such situations, we can easily feel how painful it is. Also, the animal being tested are kept in environment against their nature. Animals in the lab are kept in boxes or cages. One of my friends is studying biology in the university, and animal test experiments are required by her major. She said although there are standards for the environment to satisfy the lab animals' basic living needs, their moving space is still rather limited. Unlike wild or even domestic fellows, lab animals suffer psychological pressure of not being able to have the freedom to follow their nature. Animal testing is inhuman, for it makes the animals suffer and restricts the rights of animals. Moreover, animal testing may not be as beneficial as we expect. It is because animals are actually very different from human beings. Although we human beings share the same DNA codes with the animals, it is obvious that we are different anatomically, metabolically, and on cellular level. Paul Fallon, professor of clinical neuroimaging at Aston University, states that it's very hard to create an animal model that even equates closely to what we're trying to achieve in the human. That the outcomes of animal testing is not that convincing and useful. For example, drugs that pass animal tests are not necessarily safe. The 1950s sleeping pill thalidomide, which caused 10,000 babies to be born with severe deformities, was tested on animals prior to its commercial release. In other words, animal tests do not reliably predict the results in human beings. According to neurologist Asher Akhtar, over 100 stroke drugs that were effective when tested on animals have failed in humans, and over 85 HIV vaccines failed in humans after working well in non-human primates. More important, animal tests may mislead researchers into ignoring potential cures and treatments. Some chemicals that are harmful to animals proved valuable when used by humans. Aspirin, for example, is dangerous for some animal species. but history has proved that it is one of the most useful medicines human has ever produced. So it is possible that scientists would be misled by the results of the animal testing, and thus some valuable medical inventions would be ignored while some ineffective medicines would be introduced into practice. Because of the huge difference between animals and humans, the results of animal testing is not as good as sometimes scientists once proclaimed. In addition, alternative testing methods have been found to replace the need for animals in experiments and testings. Bioengineering is now much developed. Artificial human skin, such as the commercially available products Epiderm, is made from sheets of human skin cells grown in test tubes or plastic wells. Since the materials are from human tissues, they can produce more useful results than testing chemicals on animal skin. Meanwhile, some tests of little adverse effects can be done on human volunteers. Microdosing, which only involves the amount of doses that is too small to cause adverse reactions, can be used in human volunteers, whose blood is then analyzed to get direct experimental results. More practically, computer science is developing rapidly in recent years. This technology can also be used in medical testing. Researchers can set up a model system which imitates the human's biological structure and the process of developing diseases. Studies show that these models can accurately predict the reaction of the human body to the drugs. Since there are so many methods with better results can be used, animal testing should now be abandoned. The reasons for rejecting animal testing have been explained above. I believe you have got some knowledge about it. Animal testing is one of the most cruel things that humans have ever done on other creatures, and is not as useful as claimed by many other experts. Since there are other ways to get the same or even better outcomes, why are we going to torture those poor creatures? Animals have the right to live with dignity. Since they cannot speak or fight for their own rights, we human beings should protect them. It is unfair to ensure our own welfare by taking away the freedom and even the life of other creatures.